In the Black American reality, the people are presented with representations of real-life kings and queens through the medium of the Black Research Institute, BRI. These are their stories.
Welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute, and I limit it to Sky. See, I try to merge entertainment with information, and the icing on the cake is a dope conversation. Ain't no time for the faking, debating, or the hating. I'm trying to hip you all to the moves they be making. They all struggle, but still find a way to make a way. Fight back, count stacks, stay black all day. So I seek to supply you all with inspiration, with information to remedy our present situation. By showing you examples of Black royalty, and you never have to question my intent or loyalty. We're moving forward with the strength that's supremely kinetic. We're confident, we're Black, we're unapologetic. Instilling self-love is what really we hope. No doubt about it, Black people, we dope. We real dope. And tonight is no exception. I got a dope young lady. She's another serial entrepreneur. She's dipping her toes and using her mental ability to branch out into a variety of number of fields. But we're gonna get to her as soon as we take the second break. But I need y'all to come in. I'm excited about this, and I want to learn a little bit more about Miss Chyna Shorty. I see her, she's in the green room and she's ready. So when we do this secondary intro, come back and we're gonna introduce you to the lady that's behind me on these boards. All right.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl Masterpiece, and you can follow me on Facebook. No, that sounded weird. What's good, everybody? I am Masterpiece, and you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, Masterpiece Poet. But right now, you're tuned in to the BRI, Black Research Institute, with niggas. Niggas? How you want to say niggas? Is it niggas? Niggas? What's good, everybody? It's your girl Masterpiece, and you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram. That's Masterpiece Poet. But right now, you are tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with niggas Norris Wilson. Tune in. Hey everyone, my name is Kristen. I'm the owner of Foreplay and the Hope Now Foundation. You can follow me on Facebook at Kristen Lorraine. You can also follow me on Instagram at the only Chris Lorraine. But right now, you are tuned into BRI, Black Research Institute, with Negus Denoris Wilson.
And we're back. And as I said, tonight, we're going to be interviewing or having a conversation with a young lady who's in the trucking industry and the fashion industry. So if you want fashion, she can provide you with the fashion, and she can also get it to you. She can also make sure that it's shipped to you. All right. So without further ado, I want to introduce tonight's guest. She goes by the name of Miss Chyna Shorty.
Hey y'all.
How you doing, Chyna?
My name first.
How you doing?
doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So how's your day been?
The day has been a day. Every day is Monday. And every day is Friday.
Hey, we've been having the time trying to get this together, haven't we?
I know. It's been months.
Yeah.
But we're here. We live, baby.
We live now. We live now. So look, it's customary here on the BRI, but before we start the interview, I gotta ask you 2 questions. Okay. Okay. So the first question is, are you being safe?
Am I being
safe? Yes.
For the most part, yes.
Oh, okay.
An honest answer.
It definitely is. And
I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. So you listen. No fear here.
So you are already safe.
I'm already safe.
Okay. So
Amen.
So
but to be honest with you, yes, I am being safe in terms of the state of the climate that we're in now. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's all I know. I have family members and a child that I adore. So absolutely.
Okay. So
yes.
Well, just based off that first answer, I know what the answer is going to be to the second question. So the second question is, are you happy?
I am happy. I'm content. And I do internal work daily just to check me. And today I'm happy.
Okay.
We're gonna let tomorrow take care tomorrow, but today I'm in a good place. Absolutely. Thanks for asking.
So no problem. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So now that you're safe and you're happy, we can continue on now. We can make sure we can make it do what it do. So look,
let's do it.
I don't know you from a can of paint. You don't know me from a can of paint.
Nope.
Total strangers. And I tried to explain to you that the reason why I don't contact guests, because I want the conversation to be just as much organic as possible.
Right.
So with that in mind, introduce yourself to me and the BRI. Just give us a small snippets about you, and whatever you want to tell us, and we can carry on with the interview.
Okay. Well, my name is Chyna. As you all know, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, by way of New Orleans, by way of New York. So I'm a true walking gumbo pot, a little bit of everything. But I've been in Georgia for 21 now. Well, November will meet 22 years. So this is home now. Not quite a Georgia Peach or a Falcons fan, go Saints, but this is home. And I came here for undergrad. I went to Clark Atlanta University where I studied criminal justice and counseling psychology. And I just never left. I am happy here. And so I started straight out of college in my career as a juvenile detention counselor. Then I went on to Department of Human Services to work with children in foster care. And then I became a mom. So I'm like, I've given 14 plus of my years to the state of Georgia. And now it's my turn to focus on my kid. So that kind of brought me to this pivot. Like, okay, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What do you want to represent? And, all that good stuff when you hit these certain milestones and you have to reassess yourself and figure out if you're still on the right path and if you need to make any turns. So that's where I found myself. And I decided, I can't, legacy-wise, I can't give the state of Georgia to my daughter. So I wanted to do something, provide a stream Okay, you said pause. Okay.
You about to go through the whole interview, aren't you? You about to do the
Oh,
whole.
go ahead. Go ahead. Listen now, I'm a talker, so yes, that is. Oh, look, he gave me the hand. Like, hold on, sis. This is my show.
You was about to run with it. You was about to go. But listen, so,
Listen,
hey,
don't threaten me with a good time.
I know that's right. I'm a talker too, but we got an hour, so we gotta get the people. We gotta slow down and let the people smell the roses. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
we gotta give them time to smell the roses. So check this out.
Okay.
So I kind of know that the accessory closet was probably before CS Frieght, correct?
Correct. 2012.
Okay, so with the accessory closet, what was the spark to do that? And tell the people what the accessory closet is.
So the spark, how I got started was I would design pieces for myself. And many women, many people, but particularly women, our accessories are pretty much the first thing we go for when we're figuring out what the look is gonna look like. We start with our bag, we start with our shoes, we go to our bracelets, the accessories, right? And so I would make out whatever I wanted to wear, and then I would go out and then come home with everything minus my accessories. Just people were asking to buy my stuff off of my person. And so I'm like, okay, well, that was fine for the moment because I'm definitely about the money. So that was fine for the moment. And then it got to a point where, no, I want to still have my look while I'm out, so let me figure out a way that I could stay fly and give the people what they want. And so I started Accessory Closet. So what happens there, you go to Accessory Closet, you can get everything from monogram, personalized, whiskey cups, cigar glasses, hats, just about anything accessory-wise. If it's not there and you think you want it, I can get it for you. And so it's a closet for accessories.
Nice. Okay, so we know it's a closet for accessories. We know that it's an online store, but we don't have the address.
So you go on to all the social media outlets at Accessory Closet, or you can go to accessorycloset.com. It's real simple. Everything is streamlined. Accessory Closet, just like it sounds.
Okay, so when did you start the Accessory Closet?
2012.
Okay, so all entrepreneurs hit this. When did you hit the wall and almost gave up on Accessory Closet?
Oh shoot, probably once a week since 2012. I say every colorful word there is and ask for forgiveness later, but I mean maybe once a week, because you have some days where no orders come in, and then you have some days when all the orders come in, and I'm a one-man's band. I don't know if it's a control piece or not, but I've got to touch every aspect of my business or my product from the beginning to the end. So just about once a week, I'm just like, you know what? I mean, Lord, clearly I missed you on this. I did not hear your voice on this. Can you talk to me again about what you said I needed to do? Because this ain't it. Can't be the will. But I mean, since 2012, I don't even really have to market it as much as I thought I would, because it speaks for itself. And all of my clients, believe it or not, since 2012 are still my clients today.
No,
that is what I love. I'm accessible, and they know when they send a message or an email or call, they're getting me.
Right.
So I appreciate.
I can understand that because I'm a one-man band as well, and I have a lot of clients that I've been dealing with for at least 15, 20 years. Same client. And a lot of entrepreneurs, they miss the mark in thinking they want to get a whole lot of people. But retention is where it's at. Like getting
Absolutely.
back. So
Absolutely.
I definitely understand that. And then people look at you and you're an entrepreneur. You get to stay at home. You get to go out to brunch. And you get to do these things. And it looks glamorous. Like it looks really, really glamorous.
Right.
But it doesn't look that way when you look online and you get like
on this end. It's a different
right.
lens on this end. For sure, it's a different lens on this end. And then, if I'm honest, you can't please everybody. And 99% of my things are personalized. It's custom. And so, one, I need the money up front. Let's be clear, because it's not I'm not a non-profit organization. This is for profit. And then also you get some people that just picky, and then you have to deal with those personalities, So I mean, you've got to be prepared to wear all the hats every day.
I always say, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you might as well be a sociologist. Right.
Let me tell you why I think I'm so successful at entrepreneurship, because I did social work my entire career. I went from working in the jail, counseling people, to still in my DMs and in my text messages and my emails and the phone calls. You put in an order, but now I know your whole life story. Right. So it's definitely intertwined. I'm happy with it though. I would not trade it. I would not trade the personable piece of things.
Me either. I mean, I think like and I came into my career. I stumbled on. I'm an ex-felon, so the jobs that were being offered to me after I graduated college I just felt like they were not, they wasn't a good fit for me, and the price wasn't, or the salary definitely wasn't commensurate with what I thought my talent level was.
Absolutely.
So I started my graphic design firm, and I'm telling you, 2-3 years in, I was ready. Like, yo, I need to find a job.
Right.
I need to find. But I kept up with it, and I kept up with it, and I kept up with it, and it's been paying off the whole everything. So
yeah, it's really fulfilling. It's fulfilling. I have the time control, and I'm able to still parent with intention. I'm a single mom, and I don't glorify that, but it's my reality, right? And so I'm able to get up in the morning and get her bagel and get her orange juice and drive her to school and pray over her. And, if she needs something throughout the day, the school is right. I could get to her quickly, and I'm not like stuck.
Oh, damn.
Even with trucking, I'm down here. I'm down here more than I need to be. Because what I do, I really could just be down here for like 20, 30 minutes, an hour tops. I'm overzealous and an overachiever, so I spend more time and commit to it. But I could still parent with intention and be present. Right. Not just delegating. I could do the carpool. I'm there 30 minutes early. I'm first. Right. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
So with Accessory Closet doing pretty good, what made you decide to get into the trucking industry?
I'm just a firm believer of multiple streams of income. And as my pastor, Mason Betha, teaches us all the time, we believe in 7 sweatless streams of income. And so anything that I can do effortlessly or make money in my sleep, give it to me. I'll do it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Did you say Mason Betha?
Pastor Mason Betha, yes.
Mace?
Put some respect on his name, brother, okay? I'm very protective of my pastor now. That's another interview.
And listen,
but
ain't nothing
he does it, instill that in us believers that, 7 sweatless streams of income is the minimal goal. If you could do more than 7, then go home, but that's where we are. So, trucking just came naturally because I don't have to do much. I don't need a CDL. I don't have to drive a truck. I don't have to ride in a truck. Matter of fact, I ain't never even been in a truck.
Right.
But I can plan their trips for them, though.
Right. So when you decided to do that, what did the challenges? What were the challenges that you thought you would face, and what were the real challenges that you have faced since you got in the industry?
Most of my challenges started in my own mind. I kind of self-sabotaged. I underestimated me. Now I think I'm ultra dope. Let me say that. I toot my own horn often. But this was something that didn't come, this wasn't something that I heard in my family. This wasn't normal conversation, the lingo. I mean, you knew of a truck, but it was a truck on the road. It wasn't, you didn't know it was a flatbed or a semi or a drive van or a refrigerator. You didn't know all the details about it. It was just a truck. And so because I did counseling services for so long, that was like Greek to me. And so it was a little intimidating for me to, after 14 plus years, to then dive into a whole different arena with different languages, with a different language, So that was one of my, matter of fact, I took a Good Energy Worldwide course with Alex Burton. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Alex. I just looked at my certificate. I got my certificate from that course back in May of 2020. And I sat on it for about a year. And I just kept asking God, what am I supposed to be doing? And he said, well, what you need is, you already have it. Why are you asking me what you're supposed to be doing? You sitting on it. I said, oh, okay. And I went back and I did a little refresher just to sharpen my iron and went in full speed. But some of the other challenges outside of my own thinking, it's just, traditionally trucking is a male dominated arena. So, I mean, women are newly taken over, but if I'm honest, it's you got to deal with some alpha males, and so and I'm humble and I understand the art of submission and I know what it means to serve. And so you get more bees with honey. That's how I was raised. And so there's more ways to skin a cat. You may not want to talk to me right now, but as long as I got my card in your hand, we've got a shot. You understand? So you just got to know how to finesse it.
I like that. So with the trucking industry, you're right. And, I'm a black male and all I knew about a truck was it rolls. You know what I mean? I didn't I knew in the back of that freight, there's something back there. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? And I know it's going somewhere. I don't know where it's going. Right? I know it came from somewhere. I don't know where it came from.
Exactly.
I see it on the road. So with trucking, I don't like calling you a dispatcher.
No,
I don't like Yeah. It's logistics. You know what I mean? You do exactly what Jeff Bezos does for his Amazon delivery. That's all logistics.
Absolutely. I run the business. They drive the truck, I drive the business. By the time they get in that truck, they don't have to worry about no back office, no paperwork, no admin, no contracts, no numbers. We've already talked about the numbers. That's a quick boom, boom, boom. You want it? No, yeah, you negotiate higher. Boom. I'm already negotiating out the gate. But then I present that to my carrier. We have a quick conversation about the numbers, and that's it. They get in and drive the truck. I have driven the business for them at that point, from door to door. And it's about relationship building. That's it, And and I'll be honest, coming in, I've heard some horror stories about some of the brokers and other shippers and this kind of truck and that kind of truck, all the different biases. But I didn't even let that seed penetrate. I didn't even let it take root because I know I would come in and create my own culture for CS Freight Firm. You understand? Right. So, it's definitely new. I'm not saying that I'm in the game and I know everything and but logistics is new and it is not just dispatching.
Right. So when you say you're negotiating prices, so how does the bid come in? How do you find, the jobs for these truckers? Where does the bid come in at?
So primarily you have relationships with brokers. You have relationships with, if you're good, you have relationships with direct shippers. You also have load boards. And so if the load boards go down, I still have carriers that need to get on the road. Because if they don't work, they don't eat. And if they don't work, I don't eat, per se. Right?
Right.
And so
right.
before I even touch this board, I'm going to make some phone calls. I'm going to send some emails, some text messages, or however we're going to communicate, because everybody has different ways of communicating. So every broker is different. And so if I find one that prefers emails, then so be it. I'm up and I'm sending them out. I've got an empty trailer. I've got an empty this. And do you have anything for me? We just communicate early. And then if they don't have anything, which is seldom, then you go on the boards. There's so many load boards. You go on the boards and you find the loads. The price is already up there. Most of the time, the price is up there. If not, you already have a price in your mind if you ran that lane before. I know what this lane typically goes for. So you already, the one, and Alex teaches this often, the one who knows the most is already out the gate winning. So I'm already studying the hot market maps. I'm looking to see where's the best freight, where's the, if it's a lot of freight there, but few trucks, or if it's a lot of trucks there, but little freight, just to see what I'm up against. And so you just look to see what's out there, and then you call and you start negotiating. But chances are there is a number already up there as the average rate. Now, you don't want to take the average rate. I'm not an average girl. So I'm not going to settle for what you just put up there, because I've already done my homework and I already know just about what you probably got for that load as the broker.
Right.
So I'm going to climb up just a little bit. And my daddy taught me, rest his soul, always ask for more than what you need or more than what you want. Because if you go all the way up here, they might meet you right here, and this is really where you need it to be. But if you start off right here, and you can't come up. So right. I come out the gate swinging with some astronomical. I had a broker tell me earlier, I switched my voice up on him. He said, "I'm sorry, my toddler is under my desk. Pardon me, you gotta go. Mommy's in a meeting. You gotta wear all the hats."
Ain't nothing wrong with
that. He said, I switched my voice up on a broker. He goes, it's something weird going on. I had someone to call me about a minute ago with a strange number. I want to say it was me. I'm her. I'm the someone. But you definitely shoot up high. Don't be afraid. What could they say? No. Okay.
Right. Oh man. So you did one of those what do you call it? Covert calls.
Covert. That's right. I definitely did.
Right.
He don't know me from a can of paint. I just try to lean to the left a little bit so I could change my bravado. He said, right. I have someone else to ask me a question. I wanted to say, sir, it was me.
Right.
Give me a load.
Right. I want to ask you. So let me try to figure out the chain of evidence. So you have the driver.
Yes.
Right. Then you have you.
Yes.
Then you have the broker.
Yes.
And then you have the company that needs the shipment to be delivered.
Yep, the shipper.
So you remember how they used to say the middleman?
Yes.
So you like the middle of the middleman.
I am the middle of the middleman.
Right.
Yep.
So
but you know what? I'm a Leo, and I'm so grandiose in my thinking. I always go for the boss's boss. So if I could go directly to the shipper, I don't need to talk to the broker.
Right.
I could call Walmart. I could call whatever the big company is directly. I could call a broker if I need to, but you establish the relationships with the boss's boss.
Right.
And then you don't have to go and deal with all the in-between stuff. It's good to have the in-betweens, though. This is a relationship market.
Right.
And so I give myself a year, and then I'm not going to be the middle of the middleman anymore, as you call it. Because guess what? There's always room for elevation. You go up and you become a broker. Then you go up and you become a fleet owner.
Right.
Huh?
Well, listen.
And now guess what? Because I started and I took the necessary steps of progression, I could run my business with my eyes closed. Can't nobody pull no wool over me.
Right.
You can't sell me, blow smoke up my behind, because I know what it is. Right? I had the opportunity to do brokerage. I had that opportunity literally in my lap.
Right.
And I turned it down because it's not my season for that.
Right. You got to know where you are. Like, you got to know
where you are. And let that be truth. Let that be your truth. I have a choice. That's the blessing in the whole thing. I have a choice. I choose this route.
Right. Well, you know, I was sitting here thinking, I was like, you know, everything has a supply chain. I don't care what it is. Everything has a supply chain. And the company has a budget for a particular shipping.
Absolutely.
They have a budget. And usually, if I'm understanding this correctly, usually the company will submit this particular request to a broker with a particular number, right?
Yes.
That broker in turns either contacts you or put it on a load board, right? But when he contacts you and put it on that load board, whatever the price that the original company gave him, it's chopped a little bit, right? So it's chopped.
Absolutely.
So now he has his job on the board and he contacts you at this chop price, right?
Yeah.
And you say, okay, I accept it, based on, you know, you have a driver. But when you give it to the driver, it's another chop, right?
It's another chop going to the driver. Well, it technically, depending on how the driver has payment set up, the driver may have factoring set up, and then he probably got a couple of chops coming out of there. But that ain't affecting my chop. That ain't affecting my chop. That's between him and God. And I'm clear about that when I'm doing an onboarding. If you have factoring set up, I want you to keep in mind, brother or sister, you're going to have their percent, but you're going to have my percent. And if you don't want to use them, then I have a invoicing service set up. But either way it go, I mean, so if we're going to talk about the factoring piece, he or she has to decide, the driver has to decide if they want to get paid 35, 45, 60 days, or in a couple of hours. So go ahead and, if I were you, right, go ahead and pay that few percent to get your money right away. I do a service, I want my money.
Right.
You know, some people have it where I'm good. I don't need the money right away. To each his own. As for me and my house, I want mine. The world is moving much too fast. I'm not waiting 35, 45, 60 days for anything.
Wow. So, that's interesting to me. So, is this the reason why we have this supply chain issue? What is going on with the supply chain issue?
With the supply issue, you said?
Yeah, the supply chain issue with, you know, like I went to get something that at the store that is normally in stock. Like it's normally in stock. And it's out of stock, and it's been out of stock for a while. So, but
I mean, you know, it's a lot that plays into that supply issue, if I'm honest with you. You got gas prices that are out the roof. You've got the pandemic, of course. You've got a shortage on drivers because some of the demands, be it insurance rates, are high. You got so many increases. I mean, you be darned if you go in Whole Foods and get a bag of grapes. That's going to run you $50, you know. So there's a lot of things that play into the shortage. But, I mean, I'm not afraid of the shortage because nothing lasts forever. Good, bad, or indifferent. So there will be a break in that. Like, how long you really going to leave them containers sitting on the water? Really?
Exactly.
We need this stuff. It's essential.
And that's my thing about what the supply chain issue is like. It's not like we don't have it, right? Like we got the stuff, you know. It's just not being delivered,
right?
So, and I don't think it's the lack of drivers. I don't
Right.
like. There's a lot of drivers. I don't think it's the lack of drivers. I actually think because of what you're saying, the gas prices in places like Texas and California, these people
Absolutely.
think me taking that load because of the gas prices ain't worth it. It's not
It's not
worth
worth it.
right.
So
Okay.
so my what I do, I didn't create this blueprint, so I'm not taking credit for it. But again, I took this course and there was so many gems in this course. But what I pulled from it is you got to know how to trip plan and make that route make sense for that driver. Because if I send you to Nova Scotia full, I don't expect you to drive back home empty. That doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do, if I'm smart, book your load from A to B. And then when you get to B, I need something else waiting on you to be picked up too. So you could drive that route. And if you can stay out for 2 weeks, great. But if you need to get back home, let me make that round trip make sense for you. Why would I have you drive back home with an empty trailer? You still got to pay for the gas to get home.
Right. That's
But
called
that's when you have a good dispatcher. And so I will tell you this. The rates, our rates are not fluctuate. They're different across the board. You got some dispatchers going 3%, 5%, 7%, etc. I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to say what my percent is unless you're ready to sign a carry packet, right? But you get what you pay for. If you want a communicative, consistent, reliable, professional, knowledgeable logistics firm, then CS Frieght Firm it is. Now, if you want somebody that may answer for you, may not, don't know how to speak to people, then go ahead and pay 3%.
Right.
But I'm looking at when I go get toilet paper, I'm not going to get the one that's the cheapest, that your finger's going to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the ply. So
right.
You get what you pay for. But again, my point is that there may be not a shortage of drivers because they got the CDL, but heck, they don't want to do the job because they done gotten burnt from some rookie dispatcher that's not trip planning properly.
Right. Right.
Or freight. I offered a driver today about 4 loads that he turned down. Was I pissed? Absolutely. Because that's tedious. And I'm a writer. I got to write everything. So as the people are talking to me, I'm writing every single thing down. Then I'm offering it to him. And he's like, I'm like, yo, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? But I get it. If it's not worth you moving your truck, then don't move it. I'm sitting here at this beautiful desk. Coffee, tea, bagels, beignets, king cakes. I'm at home. So, I don't have to, I move my car maybe twice, go drop her off, maybe got to pick her up from school, maybe not. I'm at home. But my point is, I'm not going to force something on you that doesn't really make sense. We got to make it make sense,
Well, you got to do the logistics. You got to do the logistics behind it,
Absolutely.
right?
That's it. Bottom line.
What it is.
Bottom line, you have to do the logistics. And it's not just to sit and look pretty and be professional right here. You have to make it make sense, connect the dots.
So you like an offensive coordinator? If
you want to call it that. I am actually the CEO and owner of CS Frieght Firm. But if you want to call me, I'm humble enough, I'm modest enough. If you want to say an office coordinator, I'll take that.
No. Offensive coordinator.
$100,000 a year. I've never seen an office coordinator do those numbers. So I'll take it.
Not an office coordinator, Chyna. An offensive coordinator.
A who?
An offensive coordinator. An offensive coordinator is the person who designs the plays for the team to run.
Okay. Yeah, put some respect on here. Okay, I got you. You said an office coordinator. Said where?
No.
Yes. Again, to put it in layman's terms, they drive the trucks, I drive the business.
Right. Listen, I would never ever disrespect your company, your title, whatever. Listen, when I go get my oil change, I don't go to an oil changer. I go to a lubricating technician.
A technician, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's exactly what he is. He's a lubricating technician. And
lubricating technician, I like that. Hello.
So with you, the reason why I called you an offensive coordinator is because you make the plan to make the trip successful and logical, right?
Logical.
Like
absolutely
logical, right? So do you enjoy it though?
I do. I'm very meticulous. I'm very like attention to detail oriented. I'm way too time efficient. I can't stand how time efficient I am, right? Because most of my friends are late for everything. And so this comes easily for me because I have the time control. And I get to do it I can do it from home. I can do it from Fiji. I could do it from a brunch table. Like, wherever I want to work from, I can do that. And that I love.
Hey, you know what though? The computer has made, at the beginning of the internet or in the middle of the internet, you sort of saw how it can make a society antisocial because you spend so much time with the computer and not with each other, right?
Right.
But on the flip side of that, it can also make a society more productive.
Absolutely. We learned that in the thick of things with the pandemic when well, not everybody, but most people were working from home. And then you get to see like, oh, I can still do my job effectively from my house. I don't have to be in this office every day, So, yeah. And then also, if we kind of steer off to the left or to the right a little bit, what about dating? Chances are, what's the likelihood of you meeting somebody in your city that you've been in for 22 years?
Right.
You might just meet somebody, I'm not saying online dating, but the internet will allow you to cross paths with people that you probably wouldn't ordinarily cross paths with.
Well, I think that's because, like, I can tell you're like me. You have people who get on the internet who mainly are on the internet to see themselves. You understand? Like,
Absolutely.
To see, they'll make a comment to see how many people like it, or they'll put on a dress to see how many people like it. They're on there to see themselves, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But me, I want to find out about other people. I want to find out what other people are doing in other places, and
absolutely.
That's absolutely. I think like with what you do, you probably done met drivers from Louisiana, Texas, Chicago,
everywhere. And that's the blessing of this business. I could service the world right from my computer. I don't have to be in that same place with you to dispatch for you.
Right.
And so the connectivity is just amazing. It really is. It's mind blowing.
So you're based out of Atlanta, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what if you look on the load board and there's a load in Chicago, like the load is in Chicago and it needs to go to Idaho, right?
I worked on that today all morning from
For
Chicago
real?
to Iowa and then Chicago to Michigan all morning. Yes.
So how do you find those drivers? So
I advertise. I put the ad out. I put the word out. I mark it, and so let's just go back. I'm real personal. I'm passionate about street team. Back in when I came to Atlanta for college, I remember hearing that term so often. And the club promoters would pay people to go out and put flyers on cars and parking lots of the malls and wherever, right? And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use that to my advantage. I'm get out there with my shit kickers on, as I call them. These are my shit kickers. Okay, you've seen them. And I'm on gravel, I'm in dirt, I'm at truck stops, I'm at pit stop. I am everywhere with these shoes on, slipping and sliding, putting stuff on trucks. Those trucks don't just stay in Atlanta, Georgia. They probably just came through here and they're taken because there's this hours of service thing that the truck can only drive but so many hours and he has to break. And so sometimes when you see the trucks on the side of the road or at the truck stops, they're resting. And so while you resting, I'm working. And so I'm out there putting my marketing material out and making contact with people, putting a face with a name. Oh, you got a dispatcher? Do you like them? No. What would you like to see? You know, just talking to people. And I'm doing this because I'm all down here 5'5" and they way up in these trucks. You know what I'm saying? One of my good girlfriends, Dominique, said, be careful from them before they think you're a lot lizard. And I'm like, the heck's a lot lizard?
I was going to ask you the same question.
So look, I stopped going out there like this, and I didn't brush my teeth, I didn't wash my face, I didn't comb my hair, I didn't do nothing. So I'll go out there looking like who did it and why. So I'm hoping they you know, they don't think I'm a lot lizard. But it's just a place that I'm a little leery of. I don't go alone, or I don't go at night. You know, you gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta use wisdom. But yeah, you go out and you put you market.
But Chyna, no makeup, your hair not done, raggedy clothes. That's the definition of a lot lizard. That's the definition.
You might be right. You might be right now. Listen, I had someone call today, and I didn't. He said he was in Wisconsin or something. I'm like, okay, how'd you find me? That's what I said in the back of my mind. I went on and had the conversation with him, but it's always good to ask how these people find your business so that you can kind of assess what marketing routes are working in your favor. And so at the end of the conversation, I definitely he found me on Indeed or something, but. Anyway, you're right. People from all walks of life are writing it in your lap sometimes, right in your, in your backyard.
And you know what a lot of people in America don't understand? That it's a lot of black men driving them trucks, man.
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
And I'll tell you one misconception I had. I thought all truck drivers were like greasy spoon looking, scruffy, dirty, grimy, no. I've seen some drivers that were well put together, like really decent men, spoke well, presented well. And so there are a lot of different misconceptions and stereotypes about the trucking industry that, prayerfully in the upcoming years, us women that are beginning to dominate the arena, we're able to change the narrative,
Well,
we're not just truck drivers.
2 weeks ago, I had a young lady from Texas that does the exact same thing that you do.
Nice.
And with her being in Texas is the biggest state in America. Like I mean, trucks are everywhere. Trucks are everywhere. And I would gather though if you look at a state, I would gather like states like Florida, Texas, California probably have the most trucks in and out of those states.
Right. And then you got to think about the states that have the ports where there's water.
Maryland,
states too are very prominent.
Jersey, Maine, Louisiana.
Yep.
So it's because listen, it can ship here on water, but it got to travel by land.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure enough. And I honestly never really I actually used to curse the truckers out because they hog the road sometimes. Now I find myself, let them over. You know what I'm saying? Be nice to that brother. Because when I get up on the side of that truck, if I catch you at a red light, I'm going to jump out and hand you something. And if I don't get you at a red light, I've already taken a picture of the side of your door with those numbers on there. Because I'm going to get back home and find you. Hey, do you need dispatch support?
I know that's right. So with you doing this, where do you see yourself, and where do you hope to be in the next 3 years with CS Frieght?
I hope to have a couple of dispatchers to run this aspect of the business, and I can take my hands off of it. And I will have a few trucks. How many is a few? I'm not sure yet. I don't want to get crazy with it, but I definitely would like to be a fleet owner. And so with that, you know, you got to make sure you find the right driver that's responsible, that wants to drive. A sitting truck ain't making me no money, right? So 3 years from now, definitely no dispatching for me unless I just want to. Right. No brokering for me unless I just want to. But I would like to have the foundation of the business where I can take my hands. It's so set and like a well-oiled machine. I can take my hands off of the logistics aspect of it and then just focus on owning the fleet.
It's like what you're saying is like the founders of McDonald's.
Yep.
They put recipes together. They did everything together. So when you go in and you try to franchise or you want to franchise from McDonald's, you ain't got to think about nothing. Everything is thought of for you.
Yep.
Like, okay.
And that's why I didn't have a problem with leaving the state of Georgia. That's a well-oiled machine. And if I left my cubicle, they will just warm my seat with the next applicant, right? So I had to make the decision that it was time for me to do something for me because I've already served this state for a chunk of time.
Okay.
They're not gonna shut down for a week because I didn't come to work. You know what I'm saying?
I know
that. Take their lick and keep going.
Keep going. And if you don't come to work a couple of more days, we're gonna offer you a severance. You gotta get out of here.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye. You gotta go. We can't do this because the machine is well oiled, but you making it kinky. Right?
That's right. Say that.
Chyna, we've been conversing for almost an hour. Not quite, but an hour. Does it feel like it?
It doesn't. This comes naturally for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I've been talking to a good girlfriend of mine. I mean, she's kind of like a sister to me about I definitely want to do a podcast personally, but we said that we would go live together and just chit chat about relationships and life and religion and all that good stuff. And we hadn't done it yet, but we will do it in the upcoming weeks. But this right here is you know, this feels like home, you know.
First of all,
my guy friend was asking me earlier, like, are you nervous? And I'm like, no. I love to talk. I'm a girl's girl, like a people's person, so I don't.
Listen, I don't want to hear you talking about doing a podcast because you already know what. Listen, I saw your video when you got your little mic. I saw your video when you opened up.
Al got the good joint too.
But I'm not even talking about that. You and I have already discussed this podcast thing.
All I'm saying is, don't drag your foot, man. Don't drag your foot. I've been around the block a few times now.
It was on you.
I got what the people need. You hear me?
No, that was on you.
Listen, like, in life in general, whether I got it wrong or right, I still know if I got it wrong, I know the right way to go now. You know?
Right.
So I gotta do. That I gotta do. Okay.
All right. So listen. All I'm saying is come to the BRI and let the BRI facilitate that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Say less, like the youngsters say.
Yeah. Let me be your logistics person on this project.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
That happened. So look, we about to get out of here, but before we do, tell the people how they can get in touch with you. You know, as far as the accessory calls. Well, we told them that earlier. CS Frieght Firm.
CS Frieght Firm, because that's my new baby, so I definitely want to drill that home. On the internet, csfreightfirm.com, on Facebook, on IG, at CS Freight Firm. Everything is the same thing. CS Freight Firm. Charlie Sunny Freight Firm. Real simple. Chyna Shorty. CS Freight Firm. I had somebody that laughed to say on Facebook, some troller, what's so boutique style about a freight firm? I mean, about a logistics company. We're not gonna get into that. But CS Freight Firm. I'm gonna leave you with that. You've seen me. You see it. Now you put it together. Okay. This ain't your average logistics company. Okay. So yeah, csfreightfirm.com, at CS Freight Firm on the socials, and then contact at csfreightfirm.com is email. Contact at csfreightfirm.com. Everything is CS Freight Firm.
Okay. So now we're at the end of this interview, and it's customary at the end of every interview here. Well, excuse me, every conversation here at the BRI. I got to ask you two more questions.
Okay.
The first question is, what are you doing to push the culture forward?
What am I doing to push the culture forward? I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And so I push self-care, relationship building, prayer life, meditation, prioritizing your relationship with Christ. If you don't know him, get to know him. I push that. That I don't care what you come to talk to me about, you're gonna get my Jesus. If you don't want him, don't talk to me about it. But that's the center and the core of my foundation. And so that's always my go-to. To each his own, but if you come to me, that's what you're gonna get. So that's my little ripple effect in the ocean, is to share my God and his goodness with those that I come into contact with.
Okay. And the next question is, I like that answer, by the way. But the next question is, I need for you to name me 3 famous Black people, but they can't be athletes or entertainers.
3 famous Black people that cannot be athletes or entertainers. Benjamin Franklin.
Wait, ho. Did you say Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, am I saying it wrong?
You mean Benjamin Banneker?
Benjamin Banneker. Forgive me. You're right. Listen. Benjamin Banneker.
Okay.
Cannot be an entertainer. That's horrible. Not Oprah Winfrey, because is she an entertainer?
Yes.
Okay, give me 2.
You got 2 more. No, you got to name them. 2 more.
I think Google. I don't know. I have a brain fart right now.
Everybody does. Breathe.
Okay, give me 2 more people. Rosa Parks. Who else?
Yep.
1 more.
Listen, you can't phone a friend. You cannot.
Come on, Sylvia.
You cannot phone
Douglas. Hey! Now that is funny. Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Banneker, girl.
Right. But listen, I ask people that question at the end of every interview. And
it's just like you get caught off guard. Like you're totally brain fart.
Yes.
My girl, Melanie Hobson. Who is that?
Melanie
Frederick
Hobson.
Douglass. Oh, they rolling now.
Woo-hoo! Oh, you live on Instagram?
I'm live on my IG, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like a lot of people, I ask that question is because it does 2 things. One, it lets you know how much about us we are taught. It lets you know how little we are taught about ourselves, right?
And how we don't talk about it frequently.
Right. And it's no shame on nobody.
Oh,
right?
No.
Like I tell people all the time, don't be embarrassed. It's not a point of embarrassment, but it's to let us know that look, if you can't name 10 people that look like you, who are famous and done world changing things. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't know that,
Right.
then where do you draw your inspiration from?
Right. Absolutely.
Like, where's your inspiration to be whatever it is you want to be, to do
And
whatever?
if I'm honest with you, if even you asked me that question personally, my inspiration came from my household. And there's
Okay.
so much more, so much vast
Right.
X, Y, and Z out there that looks like me.
That
But
looks like
I was blessed with such great parents that I didn't have to look to the neighbor for inspiration, which is, and I'll leave you with this, my mantra for my daughter. I don't want her to look to her neighbors for inspiration. I want her to be able to see a well-balanced woman and what that looks like, a healthy, sound woman right here in her house. Now, if you pull from, your teachers or whomever, great, but you ain't got to leave home for it.
right. Well,
You know?
that's why I have people like you on my show, because
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
I,
you.
I just feel like a lot of us look for inspiration from people who have already made it,
Yeah.
right? And that type of inspiration is really a wish, right? It's just a wish, because you don't see, hey,
Oh
you
gosh. It's a school night, so bear with me.
right. But because you don't see the effort and the work that they put into getting where they are, right?
Right. Right.
I believe your inspiration should be drawn off effort and not results,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, you get inspiration. Like when you hear people say, "I saw my mother; she worked so hard." They seeing her efforts. They see,
Absolutely.
they seeing what she was doing. They
Yeah.
not saying, I saw my mother and she was rich."
Right.
Right now, they
Which is why this whole phenomenon of "you're so strong." No, I'm not. I don't want to be coined as a strong Black woman. I'm vulnerable. I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have
now,
feelings. I'm tired. I get frustrated. I'm resilient. Let's be clear about that. I am resilient, but that whole strong, no. Mm-mm. That's because all we saw was the strength in our mothers.
and it's funny that you say that, because I've done my this live broadcast for over a year now, and
Mm-hmm.
I recently went back and looked at, like, all the different episodes, and 80% of my episodes are women,
Right.
and they're
I
women,
noticed that. I noticed that.
it's not because I am not reaching out to brothers. I'm
Right.
reaching out to brothers, but I think with the brothers, me coming to them is more of an ego thing, that they
Absolutely.
don't do it. Like, it's more of an ego thing. But I need
Absolutely.
the brothers. I need the brothers to step up,
We need the brothers to step up.
because we've always seen women finding a way to make a way. Like, if you
Find
are
a way to make one. Yeah.
find a way to make a way, we've always seen that. Every black man that grew up in America have seen a woman, whether it be a grandma, a mama, a auntie, a
That's
cousin.
right. That's
They've
right. Get it
seen
out
a
the
woman
mud.
find a way to make a way. They
That's
seen it,
right.
but we haven't really seen a lot of that in men
Right.
that we have. And I need the brothers, but I'm telling you, Chyna, some of the brothers, they just, I don't know. I mean, I try, but like you,
It'll happen. Everything has its time and its season. It'll happen. We gonna pray them forward. We gonna pray those examples forward because we need them. We need to see it. We know they out there. We need to see it. I look at the circle of CEOs here based out of Atlanta. You got Alex Burton. You got Jason, Mr. 2 Weeks, and a couple more brothers. Him, 500, a couple more brothers. We see it happening. And I'm happy for them. I'm excited to see it happen and to see the things that they do in the community and in the business arenas, etc. It's just time that more of our men step forward and lead, take their rightful place. They do it. They just, for whatever reason, they're just behind the scenes so much and don't want to do this kind of thing. But I'm in faith for a brighter day.
I am too. But I think like for men is more so like
Still.
the
I'm
the, the
sorry. Go ahead.
I think for men, I think when I approach men, I think that the ego just gets in their way is because like if you grew up, well, not you, but growing up as a young black male, you you always in competition with your friends or another male, some type of competition, whether it be sport, whether it be who got the best shoes, whether who got like you're always in competition. And I think that particular type of rivalry like when you become an adult actually hinders you
Yeah.
because now you actually think I'm competing with this person when you're not.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you're not
Right. Right.
competing with this person. So I'm gonna try. And if you know any brothers out here that are doing a thing independent, got their own business,
Absolutely.
direct them my way because I would
I
love to.
will. I will. And I do know some, and I will. I will encourage them to, you know, um, just share. Because that's how we grow. We
That's
don't
how
know. We don't have it all together. But when we can share and exchange gems, and I pray, and I posted something earlier in it, and just paraphrase, and I pray that I never become a person that will tell you won't lend you a hand in terms of if I'm doing something that you're aspiring to do, I'm not gonna lay it out flat on the table for you. You're gonna have to do some digging. But if there's something that I can do to kind of lighten your load, then I'm happy to do that. Now I don't see Burger King going over to McDonald's asking the recipe for the French fries. So I'm not saying come and ask me to just lay something in your lap. But if I see you applying yourself and putting in the effort, I'm happy to say, yo, sis, X, Y, and Z, or whatever. There's a better way,
Hey,
And so
all I want to
that's too loud.
all I want to be, Chyna, is a spark. All I want to
That's
be
it.
that's all
That's
I want
it.
to be.
And my candle won't go out if I use it to light yours.
Exactly. All I want to be is the spark, and
Yeah.
and these broadcasts they do wonders for me.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to people like you, they do wonders for me. I get to know about some industries that I don't know nothing about. I'm
Absolutely.
absolutely nothing about.
Absolutely.
So now I'm not saying that I have a well-rounded understanding of the logistics of the trucking business.
Right. Right. Right.
I have a better idea of it.
And you got a point of contact. You have a
Right.
point of contact, and sometimes it's just as simple as that. Listen, I don't know much about trucking, but I know somebody who does.
Exactly.
I don't know much about how to get a podcast going, but I know someone who does. And that's kind of how we met. I didn't know who to call to help me with this marketing material, but I knew somebody who did.
Right. You
So
contact
that's the ripple. That's the ripple. That's the wave effect that I want to have when you talk about what am I doing to push society forward. I don't have all the answers, but I know somebody who does.
I know that's right. Hey, Chyna, I really enjoyed this, and we will be in contact soon about that podcast.
Absolutely.
So everyone, give a hand to Miss Chyna Shorty of CS Frieght and Accessory Closet.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This was good. Thanks for having me.
I gotta give you your flowers. You know what I mean? So I gotta give you your flowers. Thank you for agreeing to the interview, and I will be in touch with you shortly about the podcast. Let's set some time. I know you're a busy lady. You like doing a lot of things, so we got to set some time aside for us to do that.
Oh, absolutely. I make time for what I want to make time for now.
Okay.
So, and I got a good village, so I'm able to, I can maneuver a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna get it done.
Well, thank you again, Chyna.
Thank you so much. We'll talk. You be safe,
All right,
King. All right, bye-bye.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right, that was Miss Chyna Shorty. Listen, man. As I said to her, brothers, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, you got a nonprofit, anything, man. If you have any of these things, just contact me. You can contact me at dcgr fx@gmail.com. After this interview is over with, I'll leave descriptions in, the comment boxes. But tomorrow is the first day of Black History Month 2022. And I got a big announcement to make. The first announcement is the BRI has become a syndicated talk show, radio show on Spinwax Radio. Spinwax Radio, you can download the app on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Spinwax Radio, just like it's spelled, SPINWAX, Spinwax Radio. And on Mondays at 7:00, the BRI will be airing there every week. So I just got syndicated, and that particular radio station is worldwide. It's an internet radio station, but it's broadcast worldwide. So download the app, and check me out, and check out all the lineup that they have. They have a beautiful lineup. We just did our last production meeting last week, and I got to meet some of the hosts and some of the DJs that's going to be doing that show. They have a great lineup, man, and it's a lot of work. DJ Deluxe and Angie over there at Spinwax, they put in a lot of work to make this happen. So I'm proud and I'm honored that they syndicated the BRI, and now we're going to be going worldwide, which is what I hope for this broadcast to be. The second big announcement is, starting tomorrow, the BRI will air 28 straight days in honor of Black History Month. And in those 28 days, man, I got a program that is going to blow your mind. So stay here, or come back tomorrow, 8:00 p.m. The BRI is going live 28 straight days in honor of Black History Month. And this particular Black History Month 2022, we're going to make history. I guarantee it. And with that, I'm out. And as I always say, remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. Peace.
Namaste, everyone. I am Tonisha Cohen King, owner of Influence Yoga and Wellness Therapy. I'm a certified yoga and meditation instructor and therapist. You can follow me as Chakra Ivy on Instagram. But right now, you are tuned into the Black Research Institute with Negus Denoris Wilson. Check us out.